Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Ye and the update with Vultures Volume 2. So it was reported earlier today from Complex through Ye Fanatics and Dota Times between those pages specifically and Ye himself on Instagram. Complex has reported with a bunch of screenshots of those conversations between Ye and those platforms. Vultures Volume 2 was originally meant to release last week, Friday, but we are here this week. The listening parties have still been going on. There's been a lot of posts surrounding those listening parties. But let's talk about the delay on the album going on streaming platforms and what the updated news is on it. So Ye had communicated with Ye Fanatics and Dota Times. These are some of the screenshots. I'll read them out now. So he said, was talking with the team about how to release the next album. Like James Blake said, streaming devalues our music. We sell albums on Yeezy.com. I got 20 million Instagram followers. When 5% of my followers buy an album, that's 1 million albums sold. That's 300K more than the biggest album last year. We sold 1 million items on Yeezy.com on Super Bowl Sunday, so we know it's possible. How do you feel about us not streaming and only selling the album digitally? He also went on to say, can we get 1 million people to buy the album? When we do that, we won't have the streaming companies in control of the artists anymore. He also went on to say, it would be nice for our community to support the album. Streaming is basically pirating. There was a lot of in these messages threads. I'll leave them in the video as well. But there was a lot of pushback as well from the platforms, basically saying, we don't know if this is a good idea, which is completely fine. Everyone is obviously entitled to their opinion. Ultimately, it's someone's product, it's someone's art, and they can choose how they decide to release or sell that. But not to get into too much of that. Ye went on to say, this is what James Blake was talking about. You hitting me saying you need vultures. The streaming companies have made it where you don't have to value us artists. I have a platform where you can buy the album for $20. Then you bring God into it. So this is basically replying to that message that you see above there where people are talking about, you want to reach as many people as possible. And then, basically Complex also left in the original tweet from James Blake that was circulating as well, that Ye and Tidal Assign had also reposted, where it said, if we want quality music, somebody's going to have to pay for it. Streaming services don't pay properly. Labels want a bigger cut than ever and just sit and wait for you to go viral. TikTok doesn't pay properly, and touring is getting prohibitively more expensive for most artists. So there is a lot going on in the music industry. I definitely wish, there was some more solidarity in the music industry. That tends to be not. This is very much a scenario where people will go on platforms and talk about how they're disgruntled with their label or not getting paid for this and that. It's unfortunate, It is a big reason why we are where we're at with the music industry. I think for me personally, I'll pay $20 for Ye and Tidal Assign for the album. I know I wouldn't do that for every artist, and I understand that coming from a lot of people, but I mean, just to see the backlash with the comments too. And I even asked my partner, and I said, would she get it? And she was just like, oh, I don't know. But it is true. I think this makes a big statement, is with what streaming has done, it's definitely changed the perception on how people value music. Paying $20 for an album over a decade ago was normal. That was what you would do. You would buy it either in store on iTunes, that price. I mean, not always $20. You could get albums for $8, $10, $11. It was always different. And I get it. Obviously streaming, it pays out forever, but that's also dependent on, how much you get paid from one stream varies all over the world, if you didn't know. So there's a lot, but I definitely think I got to give credit to James Blake for starting this conversation, and Ye and Tidal Assign for continuing it, and also being brave enough with their independence to basically go out there and say, we're thinking of selling this directly on the Yeezy website. So there has been another update from it as well, with Ye also saying, We also thought about holding off of a streaming for a month, selling it first. Movies go to theaters first, then to streaming. So basically saying movies, usually you go to cinema to watch it, and then eventually you can stream it on different platforms. I don't think that's gonna work, especially with how people are reacting to this. Everyone's saying that they're gonna pirate it. They're just gonna wait for it to leak. They'll wait until it's on streaming platforms, which is a shame. I think this just does go to prove the point that we really don't value music the same way we once did. And I think it affects everything. I think it affects how people create music. I think it affects how music is being consumed and how long we consume it for. But I think obviously it'll be great to see what will come of all this, because this has been a big talking point. There's been a lot of higher up people within record labels that have been laid off, big mass layoff, cuts to budgets, and yeah, it's music industry's in a funny place. I do wish there was a protest that was going on probably the same time as when it was going on in the movie and TV industry, because there was a massive hiatus there with people going on strike. So at this rate, I could see similar things happening. There's just not much money to be made in music these days, and I get it. People say, how much money do you need to make? But I mean, we're talking about probably 1% of artists are wealthy. Less than 1% of artists are wealthy off just music alone. So a lot has to be changed. There's a lot going on, but I'm gonna say right now, I will spend my $20 to get Volume 2. I don't know when it's gonna come out. As soon as that happens, I'll be paying for it, because I believe if it's your art and you produced it and it's your product, then you get to decide how you put that out. And that is the beauty of being independent, is that Ye and Ty Dolla $ign can now do this, and it's not nothing that we haven't seen before prior to what other great artists have done that were independent. And hopefully, I think this is something that will snowball into more things like this, but it's the first of its kind from a major artist like this, and this is something that Russ had preached about doing for a long time. This is something that Nipsey Hussle had preached of doing for a long time. To see one of the biggest artists, not only in the genre but in the world, do it, it's an exciting thing. And obviously we see the backlash, but I hope Ye does do an interview soon, because I think this is a perfect time for him to really talk about it. And if we're seeing this type of backlash right now with an artist of his magnitude, I can only imagine where things will go from here, in terms of how people get music, because obviously people are saying they still want it on streaming, but a lot of artists are telling you we're not making any money. So it'll be interesting. But, we'll wait till Vultures Volume 2 comes out. Obviously, as soon as that comes out, I'll be doing a live reaction. Until next time, peace.